Hello, my name is Matthew Leach. At the Bailiwick Express, we cover everything from pressing political issues to court stories, charitable events, and local interest pieces. We've recently started to look back every Monday over the past 7 days to see which stories resonated with our audience, and the results are always surprising. Using Google Analytics, we've been ranking our top 5 stories each week and have decided to record ourselves doing so to give you a look behind the curtain. I'll be joined by Kit Hannah, Poppy Murray and Matt Fallais each week to discuss the most talked about stories of the past 7 days. Welcome everybody back to Top 5 Bailiwick Express. How's everybody doing today?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
So excited. So excited to find out what our top story from last week was.
Yeah, and will it be the all-time?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you at the end. I'll tell you at the end whether we got into the top 5. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any thoughts about what was in last week? What did happen last week?
Well, we said that the Toad story might be up there, but I now think that won't be. The
Right.
GSPCA rescuing a pseudo-toad.
Was that last week?
That was last week, yeah, we spoke about it.
There was a lot of animals last week.
There was a lot of animals, yeah.
So there's the toad was found and it wasn't a toad, it was a...
It was a bearded black dragon.
And that was last week?
That was last week. That was last Tuesday or Wednesday.
What other animal stories did we have last week?
Cat shot in leg.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm.
Finding out, an owner trying to find out what happened to her cat. She got in contact with us. We put in a couple of questions. We tried to figure it out, but as yet, no answers. So mystery not solved. We've got some stories about some cats this week as well. I'm sure that'll do well for next week.
Yeah, high hopes for the cat story.
Well, we'll start number 5 then, and this is not a very good pen, but ecology issues
Yes.
could lead to lengthy delays. So this was Kit's story, right?
Yeah, this is Leal's Yard. The clock is ticking, they've got a few weeks to get planning approval, to get all the roofs off of the buildings at Leal's Yard to make sure bats aren't roosting. I'm trying to say roosting and bats at the same time. But they need to make sure there are no bats in there between September and October, otherwise they can't do it. They can't do the development.
So this is the very delayed Leal's Yard.
Very delayed,
It's been going on for years, right?
years, decades.
I'm going to count that as an animal story.
Sort of is,
In my
yeah. There was a
opinion.
picture
Yeah.
of bats in the cover.
Was there a picture of bats?
There was a
People
picture
love
of
pictures.
Many
so.
bats, yeah.
Question number 4.
Question.
Question number 4. Number 4 out of our stories last week is hearing another woman's story is terrifying.
Oh, good.
I'm pleased that's up there.
What was that one?
So this was a woman shared on social media her allegations that she had been followed home on Friday night and had alleged that she was sexually harassed on the way home. And it got shared hundreds of times on social media.
What did you do to pick up that story?
So I reached out to her, asked if she'd be happy for her story to be shared, and she said she would. Also got in touch with some campaign groups locally about just women's safety and the issue generally.
So 2 good, serious stories so far that have come up so far.
Important stories.
We've got 3 up here. There's still space for the toad/dragon. Story number 3. The third most read story last week for the Bailiwick Express was deputies receive pay increase for the first time.
Yeah,
Thought
that's a
that'd be up
strong contender.
Yeah. Now, they have an automatic increase every single year, but for the last 2 years it has been kind of put on hold because the island's suffering, it has no money and all that kind of thing. And I thought, putting this up, it's been the first pay rise in 2 years. I thought that was potentially a kind of, a good thing, a fair thing, but criticised on Facebook.
Heavily criticised.
People weren't happy.
Yeah.
People on Facebook think they shouldn't be paid at all,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a shame, because that's been an argument in the past, whether or not, politicians should be paid.
You can't do that job and also have to have another job
No.
outside of it. It'd be ridiculous.
It would definitely take you away from it, and it would be the wrong kind of people that would eventually fill the role if they didn't get paid at all.
It's quite modest salaries, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean
They're not extreme.
I think they float around the 37,000 per year mark if you're just a deputy with no committee responsibilities. And then you head up towards the president. I think you can get up to about 62,000. I mean, it's all broken down in the state's accounts every single year, but
which compared to the private sector is
nothing.
Not a lot for how hard that a lot of them must have to work.
And the amount of grief they get. So surprising, but also not surprising.
Yeah.
The kind of criticism they got. Question number 2. I think it's because I think I'm giving a quiz. Well, I'm standing
it feels
up here.
like that.
Second best story, most read story of the week last week is "No One Should Face This Alone."
Oh wow!
Oh, okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because that only went up at the weekend.
Yeah,
it did.
So I'm very surprised that that's so high. That is a very sad story actually. An islander whose father's having surgery on a brain tumour, but they haven't had the funds. The states aren't funding his family to go across with him. So they're
he's
doing a
raising some money.
fundraising appeal. Yeah.
And
I've seen it's gone over
They
now.
met their target.
Yeah.
Oh, have they? What was their target?
So they aimed for 2,000, and when I looked earlier, it was like 2,100 odd. So
amazing.
yeah,
So
that
quite-
worked. Yeah.
It's nice that they
So
got the
far,
money raised.
Happy with
Yeah.
this selection of stories. It's quite serious.
Yeah.
Well, the top story probably won't make you so happy.
Oh no!
And I can't remember who did this. Who went to court last week?
It was me. It was the court story.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Classic.
For God's sake.
The world does not resolve around you.
Yeah.
Well, it got all of one like on Facebook and Twitter, so you know.
People read that
The
stuff.
people read it, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did have drugs, the man in question. He had some drugs. He also acted in a disorderly manner as a public order offence whilst on bail. But yeah, that was the only sentence of the whole week as well in the magistrates. So
Wow. Well, there you go. Top of the list. But it did not beat the top 5.
no,
That is not in the top 5 list. So a good week. Serious stories. Very successful, I think.
Yeah, not bad.
Next week we'll probably have the Iceland cat.
100%. The Iceland cat will be up there.
Stop feeding the Iceland cat ham. More will be revealed when we publish this
Yeah.
tomorrow about the Iceland cat.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. But have you got any predictions? I know it's only Monday.
It is only Monday.
Yeah. A-level results.
A-level
Yeah,
results. People love A-level
I
results.
think, yeah.
There could be something good in court again. You never
Yeah.
know till you go.
That-
But clearly,
That wasn't even that
I know.
good.
I considered that a waste
It
of
got
a
the
morning
top.
when I went as well. I thought, I can't believe I got one story, and there we go. Most popular story.
Well, we'll be going down on Thursday to go and talk to some of the students. We've got A-levels this week. We've got GCSEs next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that has always done super successfully in the past. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be up there. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Bailiwick Express podcast. The title track was Shift My Weight by Luno. If you enjoyed it, I know it's a pain, but please like and share. It all helps, and remember, you can hit bailiwickexpress.com to stay right up to date with whatever is happening in the Bailiwick. You can find us online, on social, on email, and on internet radio. There'll be more from me, Matthew Leach, and all the Bailiwick Express team next Friday.